just make better prongs. 25, 26, 27. I wonder how much this costs. Why in the holy heck would I need a moisture meter? And maximum measurement mode, I don't know what that means. Don't miss and hit your finger. We're gonna test it out together. And welcome back, Firewood Addicts, to another episode of Travis Just Firewood. And today I may have the best moisture meter you've ever tried. So in theory, all moisture meters should be the same, but from us who had different kinds, different versions, make some models, they seem to be, they differ. Sometimes they give you different readings. So I got another one in the mail, and I haven't used it yet. Okay, so we're gonna test it out together. Okay, we're gonna test it out together. Let's see here. This is a Yowixa, whatever. Moisture meter, I think that's how you pronounce that. Yeah, I think this some different, some different features that holds data, battery indicator, which is good so you know when the battery's gonna die. High sensitivity probe, LCD backlight display. Okay, it has temperature reading, which I don't think we need that, and maximum measurement mode. I don't know what that means. I know I can do other mediums besides wood, like drywall, concrete, etc. So we are going to test this out. I will give what this costs on Amazon right here. Compare it to, I think these are up to like $12 now, the Harbor Freight ones. We're going to compare the two today. Just want to get this unboxed. That's quite cute. I like that. Wood moisture meter. Okay, awesome. So this is the first time I've used this. We're going to try it out. Comes with 3 AAA batteries. Let's put those in. Okay, so batteries are in. Hit power button. Nice display there. I see a tree indicator on the screen. Let's see if that's for wood. Yep, that is the wood testing mode on 6. So I guess if we scroll out the type button to get different modes, and then to hold the moisture meter there. So yeah, take this off. Nice sharp pricks. Let's test this piece here just for fun. And is at 33%. That feels pretty dry to me. 32%. Okay. Now just real quick, let's compare that with the Harbor Freight one. It's on tree mode. That's at 52%. So not 20%, but that's like a significant difference in terms of towards the moisture. So we're going to test this out, see how it goes. It's good to have, I think it's good to have more than one moisture meter at a time, so you can try, as well as I like having one in my truck, having one out here in the wood yard, in my woodshed, just all over the place. So in case you need to test that wood, it's available. Now you may be questioning yourself, why in the holy heck would I need a moisture meter? Well, even if you only burn for yourself and you don't sell firewood, you want to make sure that you're not putting any firewood in your wood stove, in your fireplace, that's going to gum up your chimney full of creosote. That's not good. And you want a hot burn. You don't want it to smolder in there. You want heat. When you want heat, you want heat. So I think having a moisture meter, even for yourself, I think is good. When you sell, you want to sell seasoned wood. You want to sell wood that's dry. If you sell wood that's green, then advertise it as green. Don't advertise wood that is seasoned and not test it, and then it's not going to burn, and then you have customers who are upset. It's just not cool to do that. So what we're going to do, I got some wood over my shoulder here. I think we got some fir rounds that I got from my cedar guy. They're on the cusp of being punky, so we need to get this put up so they can dry, so we can sell it. And then we have some cedar rounds. So I think I'm gonna put you on some time lapse, and we're gonna split all this up, and then we're gonna test it and see how wet it is. I think it's gonna be off charge, and then we'll test this around the wood yard and see how dry my wood that is seasoning ing in the process with this moisture meter, and see how well it does. So rock and roll. right, so that was some good splitting there. Like a lot of you who are maybe new to the channel, were concerned. See here if I can get my piece that I'm making these like flat pieces. These are for I'm pre-splitting and pre-staging kindling. Okay, so what I do is to save time at the moment, I split them into the thin slabs. I dry them, and then when they are dry, then I split them into smaller pieces with the other splitter that's faster, the Tipper Champ, and then I can make my kindling. So this is just my slab. So if you're confused about that, just now you know. Anyway, so I do like this moisture meter to see how it goes up against the Harbor Freight one, because this is the only one I have because I lost my general one. I don't know where it is. So for Harbor Freight, see how it reads. This reads at 23, 28, 27. So not too bad for being freshly split. Granted, this has been in mill form for a while, so it's been drying, but they're definitely in a big chunk like you saw. So turn this bad boy on. Again on tree mode. 25, 26, 27. So similar to the Harbor Freight. What I do like about the splitter here, if you look at the very bottom, it's giving you like a reading of like low moisture to high moisture in there, which is cool. So we went back. Let's get more of like a firewood piece if I can. This here's more of a firewood piece, I would say. So again, with the Harbor Freight one, it's gonna read 27, 32, and 54, because this in here, you definitely, if you see the color change, this in here, it's definitely wet. So go with the other moisture meter, the new one, 27, 27 and a half. The very end, we're gonna read, like 40, 42-ish. So definitely got a ways to go on this bad boy. So I appreciate how the reading somewhat similar reading, which is good. Now let's go with the fur. This fur's definitely been down a while. The bark has already fallen off. I think we had some fun in the bark here. I don't expect this to be anywhere near season, but we are going to test it just for fun. 50, 48. That's over the charts, over limit, and 34. So all over the place, but definitely wet wood. Let's go with the new one. 28, 34, 36 or so. So definitely wet. This is reading wet, and I like how it's like percentage wise is like way over here, that little bar there. So wet. I do want to point out this one has black and blue, which you can kind of see it, but when you're in the distance or whatever, hanging up or on the ground, if you drop it, but it's so small. It's so small and dinky versus this one here is handheld, and I like the orange. Granted, it's mostly black, but orange kind of pops out. So if you drop it, you can find it again. So let's go around the wood yard and find other wood that we can test with our new moisture meter. All right, so this is an oak that I split up, that I buy in log form and split up for my new smoker guy. So now this is a pretty thin. I split most of this super thin so it would dry as fast as possible. I know the oak is one of those woods that takes a long time to season, but I'm just gonna check. I'm not gonna split this in half. I'm just gonna check the outside here. Let's check this out. We have 13 or 12.9. We have 12.7, and we have 11.9. So this feels kind of heavy. Now, what do you think? Yes, I am measuring on the outside. Do you think that this is ready to go? I want your feedback down below. So check this piece here. This piece is definitely thin on this end, a little bit thicker, but definitely all in all a very thin split piece of wood. Let's check this out. We got 15 or 16-ish. We got 14.3, and we got 12.9. So if most of this wood is at those numbers and they were all it pretty much split the same time and same size, I feel pretty confident in offloading this on my smoker guy sooner or later. I think it was worth the time to, when I bucked it up and split it as small as possible. I think that's worth the effort there when it comes to getting it ready to season and out the door. Anyway, let's check out some more. All right, we are behind the oak stack right now. These are Firewood bags of noodles that I think will dry, and then I'll sell those, or I'll burn them myself, or I don't know. I hate wasting the noodles. Noodles are awesome. But this is wood, so good sign the bark's coming off. This is wood that I had overflow in my wood yard, and I did a temporary cover on it because I didn't have any space. When you have a lot of wood, just it is what it is. So granted, I'm going to measure the outside, not the inside of these ones, but I just want to see how it is, because I know that this is soon ready to sell. So there we go. 11, 12, 11, 9. Book it in. 11, 5, 6. And 10 is low. Okay, so my rule of thumb, even though I don't like saying that saying, is on the outside for smaller splits, especially for softer wood, take the outside measurement and add 2%, maybe 3%, to give you a rough estimate of what it would be on the inside. Well, let's check out the end cap here. We'll just read 10.4. That's pretty cool. So, I mean, there's some weight to it. I mean, granted, Douglas fir is not going to be like cedar when it's seasoned, but it's going to be lighter. Take another piece out here. Low, 9 or 10.14. Another piece here, 11 force. And I'm trying to jam it in there, not force it, but I mean, even poking through that oak and wet fir and drier fir, the prongs in this bad boy are looking pretty good still. Now I will say that the general, which I think a lot of you know about and have, is about this size, maybe a little bigger, and gray. Those prongs bend super easy, but you can buy replacement ones, which is great. But it's like a pair for like $9 or something. Just make better prongs, people. But so far, these are still pretty sharp. I see no bendage in here. I'm happy with that. So this is wood that I had on camera a while back when I was talking about having to, in my area, having to stack and cover all the wood. Because my area is not dry. So I got upset with other YouTubers saying, oh, just pile it and it's fine. No, that only works in certain regions of North America. So this wood here has been out, stacked, but out in the elements all fall, all last fall, all this winter, and now spring. So we're testing it outside now. I think this is probably the last of the I'll burn this summer, because I need the whole summer to kind of reseason it, if that makes sense, if that's even possible. So test it out here. We're at 12.8, 12.7, poke it in, 14.7, 14.8, poke it in again, and we got 14.3-ish. So not too bad, not too shabby. Let's see if we can find another piece here. This one here is a little smaller, feels lighter, so this one should be fine in terms of like what I measure on the outside. We should more or less match the inside, more or less. More so the ones that are thicker, right? We are at 13.8. We're at 13, 14.2. And again, this is Douglas fir. Oh, don't miss it, hit your finger. Ouch. 14.6. So all good to go. That should burn. That should sell. If we come to my left, you're right. We have some cottonwood that has been undercover, but still not like fully undercover. So this stuff here, cottonwood is known for, I mean, not being very good firewood, but in my opinion, and then in my research, it will season, but it can actually re-soak up moisture, which sucks. So you definitely have to cover that cottonwood all the time. Check out this bad boy. We're at 11.8 here. we're at 11.5-ish. Another end here, we're at 9.8. So that can be sold as well. I think this is nice. I like right now. It's like chilling. It's just low because we're not measuring anything right now. It's just hanging out low. And then if we go to max, it will go out to here. I'm not sponsored by this company. They're not paying me to do this. All I did is send this meter to me. But I think there's some weight to this. I think there's some value in it. And if anything, having more than one, and then you test with each one, and you kind of get average. Because to use only one moisture meter and only one brand, I don't think is fair. Because they will read a little bit differently. This one here, I think it said in the bio, it's within 2%, give or take, plus or minus, okay? And that's not too bad. But if you have another moisture meter, like the Harbor Freight one, or general one, or one that you find Home Depot, whatever, then you can kind of compare the two readings and then kind of find the average, and that's what more or less it's going to be, because I don't think that any one is going to be perfect. Well, there you have it. We have a review, Yo Wei Yexa, Yo Wei Ya, however you pronounce that, moisture meter. I'll leave a link down in the description if you want to get one of these bad boys. I think it's worth the bang for the buck, and it's a good. I mean, it's definitely more money than these bad boys. These bad boys take those really small, like watch, small circular batteries, which are a pain in the butt to even find in your junk drawer. These one here, AAA batteries, and they come with 3 in the packaging, which is awesome. So I think it's great, and then you can turn it off, and it beeps at you, and then you put it in your pocket. You're good to go. You have one in your pocket all the times. Measure the wood, sell seasoned wood, rock and roll. Yeah, I'll leave all the information down in the description and the link if you're interested. Dig it. So that's this episode. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. And remember, life is too short to be a prick, so be kind to one another. Rock and roll. Stay safe. Keep cutting. Cheers. Yep, can't read that. Sun's gonna mess with me here.